3, 2, 1. Set the marker. Cue the motherfucker up. Let's... What? Go!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and
Smooth.
welcome to the Engine Room Show.
Don't talk all over him. He's doing the introduction.
Oh yeah, sorry.
3, 2, 1. Go!
Welcome
Go.
to the Engine Room
Do
Show.
it. Oh,
We talk about cars.
We haven't had any
we?
coffee at all.
no coffee. Nor
That's
did
half
we
the
have,
problem.
Nor did we have coconut macaroons.
Did you have soup?
No. You know what we had. What
you
did we have?
just had a couple of mentions of Nor there.
Oh, no. What?
Oh, God. Have we gotten to that point of the gags already?
Cha. Nah.
You know
Massive
what we
shout
had.
out to the Crystal Boat.
Yes.
Feeding the Engine Room since 2012.
And I switched
Yes.
it up a bit because these boys and myself, we usually would get, what's
We
it
get
called?
the same thing all the
Shredded
time.
chicken
Yeah.
and honey and chili. It's outrageous.
With white boy rice.
Yeah.
White boy rice, yeah, in it. But I mixed it up. I went for the creamy chicken satay. Sizzling. It came on a plate. That was sizzling, man.
How was it?
It was a mezballs. And I tell you this much, but I'm not going back to that sweet chili honey chicken. It's all about the creamy, sizzling satay. Really difficult to say.
Converted.
He's always trying to be different than us.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I've been different all my life.
He's the...
No argument here, sister.
Would
Right,
you like
anyway.
to open the show with Cooper's questions?
Yes, let's do that.
Give us a question,
All
Cooper.
right, it's a it's kind of a brain challenge.
Oh,
It's not really. It's
Engaging think box.
they usually aren't, but go on.
Just auto, hand. What am I talking about? An auto one or a hand one?
Car washes.
Yes, car wash. I washed the car today. I was in the car, and it's a new. I think it must be paid for advertising by Turtle Wax or something like that because it's blasted everywhere. And it was a decent enough car wash. I went for the premium package, you know.
This is brushes. This is the auto.
Yeah, the auto one.
This is one you drive into.
Yeah, drive
Why?
into it.
They
Cooper.
wreck your car paint.
Wreck it. You've got swirls
Really?
from now on.
Technically, it's not my car.
Ah, Nama.
No, so but what I'm not doing the hand versus brush wash at all because I prefer a hand wash myself. Denounce that. But I'm too lazy to do it myself. And every time I wash my own car, and even though you look like you've got the whole thing, when it dries and you get into it the next, no, not streaks, just complete panels that you missed.
Well, here's the
I
thing.
missed a full door one day.
I agree with you. Having worked as a car wash
Attendant
in a petrol station for many a year,
when you're a fuel injection engineer.
yeah, I would understand your, lack of interest in doing it yourself, and I would share your lack of interest.
Laziness, Dave.
That's
Laziness
the
is the word you're looking for.
You just need to get somebody. You go to one that's manned.
Yeah, so that's where my question comes into. Where in Ireland is the best car wash? Be it hand or
best.
auto.
I know the answer, but I'm going to sit back and let you guys
Ooh,
talk.
well,
One of the best car washes to go through was I don't even know if it's there anymore because I don't live out in Portmarnock direction. But I used to go down into Raheny. Was there a Texaco garage there? Raheny on the Hoth Road, and
Still is.
it's a American style car wash where you park up.
is it full of fat people?
What do you mean?
He's making an unoriginal comment on America's obesity issue, which I think is not to be joked about. I mean,
No.
people are sick.
Says you who was eating
You're
pasta.
sick.
You were eating pasta this afternoon because you didn't want to get Crystal Boat. So you
Yeah, I
had
got
pasta.
Crystal- Just get to
the
Point about the American car wash.
Oh yeah. So you park it up, you keep your handbrake off and out of gear, and it pulls you through.
Pulls you through.
Love that car wash. Always did a good job. I like that one, but also is it Texaco on the Swords Road, heading out towards Swords, on the left hand side before Airside, or it's a Max Hauler. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure that's Tesco as well. You're picking good spots.
That car wash, I know there's a load of hand wash bays there, but the actual one that you go through is the best car wash I think
Okay.
I've gone through.
Can
Really
I
good.
stop? I think
Because it
as
cleans underneath your car.
a motoring
Off of
podcast,
NCTs, yeah.
as a motoring podcast, we should stop you and say we cannot endorse going into automatic brush washes.
No.
They destroy paintwork on
Well,
cars.
that's why I want to find a good hand wash guy.
Okay.
That's not going to cost me an arm and an actual leg because I love getting the tyres gelled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that makes a difference.
yeah, it does
Yeah,
make a
it's the
difference.
details.
I'll tell you what. If you're knocking about the north side, as you've named two of them there,
Mm.
If you go on the Malahide Road,
I'm probably not going to be there.
well, you're going to now after I tell
Okay.
you. And you head out to the Apple Green service station and on the Malahide Road. It is, if you're coming out of town, you go down past like the
Near Kilmessan. Not Kilmessan, St. St. Ives. Oh.
I could just tell you.
Yeah, tell me where it is.
probably,
Yeah, yeah.
Rather you guessing name places you're not sure of. You drive down past
Coolock!
the
To Coolock!
Airport Hilton.
Yeah.
You're heading out.
Airport. I love that place. The airport. It's nowhere near the
You're
airport.
driving out
It's on the
towards
flight path
Malahide,
to the airport.
past the giant graveyard, and on your right hand side is Apple Green. Right?
Yes.
Go in there. There's a guy in there. I'm 99% sure he's from Poland. He's definitely from somewhere in Central or Eastern Europe. This guy has obviously come from some class of car maintenance background in whatever country he's from.
Detailing.
This is what he does, and he does it with such pride. Now, he's the constant. He has helpers, which are Irish and foreign and whatever, but he is the constant. And I'm telling you, that guy washes a car as if it's the first time he's ever washed a car, and he's washing it for the Prince of Monaco. I just picked him at random. So important to it. Your car comes out absolutely gleaming. They spend, it must be, I'd say, close to 20 minutes on each car.
Really?
Yeah. Now,
How
they
much
they
does this cost?
2 at a time. Here's the thing. I drive a giant
Beetle.
4x4.
Canyonero.
Canyonero!
Tenner.
You
Sorry.
are actually shazbotting my brain.
No.
Tenor.
Now, that isn't the best car wash.
Oh.
Why did you waste all that time telling us? and it's not
Because
You know the way Dave likes to paint a
there?
picture?
Are we going to do an entire show talking about car washes?
I actually really hope this lasts 20 minutes. This is one of the most important things you can talk about.
God.
Where if you want to get your car
Mm.
Yeah.
Detailed.
as it came out of the
Yes,
showroom,
that's what I want all the time.
you need to go to Gregor.
Gregor?
Gregor is on the, I think it's the Long Mile Road. I don't really know that part of the town very well, but you know when you drive up the canal and there's a giant apartment block,
Yes.
and you turn left to head up.
Follow the Lewis tram.
Follow the Lewis tram line.
Yes,
Follow, there you go.
yes,
So you drive up
yeah.
the canal,
Yeah.
follow the Lewis tram
Long
lines
Mile.
to the
Heading
left,
towards...
heading towards the Red Cow.
Yeah, yeah.
About 500 yards up on your left hand side.
Before
is,
you get to the
Oh.
Long Mile Road.
Oh yeah, before that, yeah. Whatever that road is called, I don't know what it's
Fleetwood
called.
are up there, aren't they?
Yeah, it's even before that.
Okay.
There's a red brick building, and in a black and yellow sign it says Steam Wash Valet. Go in there and let Gregor take your car off you. Now, this isn't the type of thing you can drive in. Well, it is. You can drive in, but he might be booked up. It's not like a car wash. Like
He's like the hairdresser.
he is a little bit like the hairdresser. But here's the thing: there's no water.
This is something I was going to get onto as well.
He has no waste. He has no.
What are they using?
Steam.
Witchcraft.
It's steam.
Unicorn tears.
Trust me when I tell you that it creates the cleanest, sharpest looking car inside and out. I've only gotten the full valet thing done twice.
That's expensive.
It's not even remotely mind blowing expensive. It's less. I think it might be £100 and that's for again.
To get your car cleaned.
Yeah, but Dave
I
was
would
superstar
pretty much
here.
be guaranteed that I'd have to live in the car if my wife found out that I paid £100 to
But
get
hang
the
on,
car
a full valet is about £100 pretty much anywhere. Anywhere. The guys who do it in car parks charge you £95 to do it. I'm talking everything.
You could have had bodies dismembered in the boot and he'll sort it out.
Whatever you have in.
Is he Harvey Keitel in Pulp Fiction?
Yes, he is not far off, and the guy is a genius and a really nice fella. And I'm telling you, if you want the best your car's ever going to look, go to Gregor on Steam Wash Valet.
Do we get a discount for giving him this infomercial?
I don't see why not. Tell him you know the engine room. See what happens.
Are you going to call him? Do you know him?
I know.
You know?
It's not numbers in my phone. Gregor Steam Wash in my phone.
Can I get his number?
Yeah,
Can I book in? Because I just my car. Oh, I literally washed the car before I came up here. Before we went to Crystal Boat, and which is a Chinese restaurant.
A, nobody knows what Crystal Boat is. B, it's increasingly less and less relevant. But I'm enjoying your pronunciation.
But literally, when when the arrows go, it goes from stop to green. Go, you can get out, put your aerial back in again. It literally lashed out of it. I was like, ah!
But it always happens.
Rage.
You wash your car, it rains. It's simple as that.
Rage.
Actual rage.
Actual rage.
But anyway, that's my expert opinion. Gregor Steam Wash.
Gregor's.
Okay.
Dave, have you got one?
No, I'll tell you what he has. We need to talk about cars.
All my
This guy's
cars
been
get
driving
cleaned
cars.
from each week, so I don't wash cars. Anyway, moving on.
You need to talk about cars you've been driving, because you've been driving too many cars.
I have. I've been driving a lot of cars.
Out of the cars you've driven since we last spoke about cars you've driven,
Yes.
what is the favourite car you've driven?
Ooh.
And in which continent?
And I know it's like picking your children, but you've got to pick between them.
Panamera S was nice.
You drove
Porsche
Panamera
one.
S.
Yeah, around
That's
the
the
racetrack.
Porsche 4 around a racetrack.
Yeah, and I also rode it
Why do we
round,
hang
drove it
around
round
this
a
guy?
high-speed bowl.
We hang around with them hoping that we might get feckin' invited, and it hasn't happened.
No.
We got invited to a Say It Leon launch, which was awesome because we
Yeah.
got shirts with our names in it.
Yeah,
for-
wrong shirt.
Yeah, but you got the right shirt.
I got the
sent
right
in the
shirt.
end,
I got the right
so
shirt.
let's
I
be
got the right
fair.
shirt, yeah.
And then
Diva.
there was another.
Diva Moore, I'm going to call you from now on.
What else?
Football's the word.
What else did we get invited to? That was it.
Anyway,
There's been lots, but
I didn't drive a Panamera S around a racetrack. Did you?
no.
No, so what
Audi
happened
RS3, that was good as well.
Is yours pretty good?
It's okay, it's a bit understeer at high speed,
Okay.
but on the road it'll be fine.
If you're listening to this and you don't know what understeery at high speed means, can you give a brief explanation of
So
understeer?
understeer is when you go to turn into a corner, into a bend, and you turn the wheel, and it's like the front wheels haven't turned enough, and the car starts to kind of slide.
I think of understeer and
It's
oversteer.
safer. It's much
Yeah,
safer.
is
It's
probably
much safer.
it's probably the experience people are most familiar with
Yeah.
from a whatever incident in their lives.
Yeah.
You would usually experience
A
understeer.
lot of car manufacturers do actually engineer in understeer
Yeah.
just on safety grounds rather than oversteer.
So
Oversteer is
oversteer-
usually rear wheel drive cars usually.
and you turn in and it turns too much.
and if the back end starts to slide out,
Mm.
that's oversteer. So
back end slides
there you
out.
go. I want
In
to
the
talk to you
opposite lock.
not about cars for a moment.
What? Who is this guy? And what has he done with
Not
Dave
about cars,
Humphries?
slightly to do with cars, but not about actual cars. I want to talk about tires because
Okay.
tires are something that gets hideously neglected by an awful lot of people.
I'm going to put my hand up right
Yeah.
now and say I am the worst
You buy
at
second
tire
hand
nick.
tires.
I buy part worn.
Yeah.
Second-hand used tires, that's what you buy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, so
If you
tires,
could get them punctured,
tires,
you would.
black things that are on your car, they're the thing that actually connects you to the actual road.
That's true.
So you should actually pay them a bit of actual attention.
Should you really?
You really should, because I've conducted a number of tests courtesy of the kind people in Continental. If
Okay.
you me over to Germany to their private facility they have where they test tires. And no, it gets better. The private facility is called the Conti-Drome.
Conti-Drum, nice.
Yes, it's nestled out in the middle of nowhere in the German forest outside.
Yeah,
Hamburg.
Conti-Drum.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so what did you do?
We did a lot of different things. We drove in wet conditions on cheap tires.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
the
name
Germans
them
No,
don't
names.
do
they're
anything.
new, not even
These
not
were
part worn.
brand
These are brand new.
out of the box, cheap tires.
Proper Tedrac.
8 mil of
8
tread,
mil.
Okay, so we drove with cheap budget tires, and we drove with Continental tires. Also 8 mil, brand new out of the box. Same cars, but we drove them on 118 diesel automatic BMWs.
Okay.
Same tire pressure, same conditions, everything. The two cars, the difference was night and day.
Really?
It was undrivable with the crap tires on. I
Wow.
mean, I was going into corners with the good tires on, go through the bend at 40 kilometers an hour, which isn't very fast, no problem on the Continental tire. Go in on brand X, and next thing is oversteering like it was on ice.
Wow.
But it gets more interesting then when you start getting into how worn your tires get. So, for example, ask yourself, when was the last time, both of you are car owners, when was the last time you checked either your tire tread depth on your tires or and your tire pressures? Honestly,
Checked the tread depth last week. Pressure. They look grand.
Did you check it with a caliper or did you just have a go of it?
I looked at them. They look around 8 mil,
Okay.
so they'd be grand.
Dave.
I had my NCT recently,
Yeah.
so I just put them in, and the
Okay.
man said I passed barely.
Do you know what your tire
I see what
pressure
you
should
did
be?
there. Barely. It says it
Uh,
on the inside of the door. So yeah.
Okay.
28 and 30.
Okay. No,
I'm
no,
a
no,
two.
no. I'm not.
I know it's
I'm
an
not
inside
singling
as
out.
well, yeah.
You are like the vast majority of people.
Yeah.
Most people don't have a clue. They get their tires changed when the car is in for service, and somebody rings up going, "You need to get your tires changed as well," or you go for an NCC and it fails on tread depth.
Speaking of car service,
The
Me too.
crazy thing is that we then drove. We did another test then where we have Volkswagen Golf on wet bends, and I had 3 Volkswagen Golfs. So one had 8 mil of tire, i.e. a brand new tire. One had 3 mil of tire, fairly part worn halfway, and we drove another car at 1.6 mil, which is the legal minimum.
Oh, okay.
So we drove through this bend at 60 kilometers an hour. The bend was like on a radius similar to, like, say, a slip road on a motorway.
Okay.
So something that's not tight.
Not tight, no.
Most people are going to go through. In the west, so they had it was less than 5 mil standing water, so just after a shower, and brand new tire, straight through, no problem. Barely noticed it. Slight change in sound as you went over the west and stuff. 3 mil, thing jerks the steering wheel. It was like, oh, that's okay. 1.6 mil, car nearly spun out of control.
Wow.
So, and they were all on good Continental tires. So, and I'm not using this as an advert for Continental.
No,
this
no,
is
what you
saying
mean, yeah.
any good brand. It just happened to be Continental event. But the scary thing was at 1.6 mil, you can still legally drive on the road. It is the legal minimum, but you're within the law. You have no control. And the amount of people that are probably driving around on even less. Because the thing is, you can go and get your NCT done, and you can have 1.7 mil and pass, and you can theoretically drive for another year on those before you need to get your next NCT done.
He's got a
Which
point.
is scary.
He's got a
And
point.
for people that put, their kids in cars and all that sort of stuff, it's something that, like, a lot of people
Well,
really
I suppose
neglect.
because I mentioned this to Humphreys before, and he did put it pretty starkly, which is the only part of your expensive car that touches the road is the tire.
Yeah.
Nothing else
Yeah.
touches the road.
And literally, when you increase your speed, obviously, the amount of tire that's on the road decreases as well.
Yeah.
So what you see that's on the road when you're parked up raises up essentially when you're.
Yeah. Your contact, but I mean, but the whole other thing as well is like tire pressures. Is like if you don't check your tire pressures, what happens is over time, even with use, they go soft, so they go down. What that actually happens is A, wears your tires out an awful lot quicker, but B,
Fuel
uses up
consumption.
more fuel consumption.
Yeah.
So they reckon the Boffins there were saying that in Europe, they estimate that 20 million litres of fuel are unnecessarily burnt just by having the wrong tire pressures every year.
Wow.
So, if you want to save yourself a tiny bit of money at the pump, go into a petrol station and check your tire pressures. But if you want to do it really scientifically, because a lot of petrol stations are off, they don't calibrate their airlines, so you don't actually get a proper measures. Go into Halfords or any of those kind of car accessory shops.
Factors, yeah.
Get a little. You get little air pressure gauges. They're like two quid, so it's a worthwhile investment. And just throw it in your glove box and keep it there. Go in once a month and check your tire pressures, and I guarantee you, every month you'll probably have to pump up a tiny little bit of air into them. But if you keep them at the right tire pressure, you will actually save more. You will save fuel,
Okay, you'll say fuel.
and
So
your
here,
tires will last longer.
so here I am now, feeling very guilty because of all the things you've said,
Yes.
and now realizing I have to go and get new tires this
Yes.
week. I can't get part ones.
No.
You won't
Why
let me.
would you? But the thing is, why would you get part worn
Because
tires?
I'm seduced by false economy.
It's a false. It's
But I'm
the ultimate
seduced
false
by it.
economy. It's
You know what I mean?
ultimate false economy.
You're seduced by thrift
Put it-
shop.
put
by
it
the
this
sound
way,
of
right?
things.
But I can get
Okay,
them like
so
I get
put it
for,
hang
on
on.
an X5
I'll
on
put it-
19-inch
I'll
giant
put it a
285s.
I'll put it a
for
different
80
way.
quid
to
or
you.
something.
I'll put it a
That's
different way.
alright for buying a gigantic vehicle.
You don't buy a big dog and then go, oh, we have to feed it. It's the exact
Oh,
same
snap!
principle. Okay? Anyway,
You don't do the business yet, and
Let's
then
put-
you have children.
okay.
You're like, oh no, we got to put them through school and
No, hang on. Sure, that's
I gotta put it
that's
another
the
way for
fuel
you.
argument.
Gotta put it another way for you, Dave. Okay, you put part-worn tires in your car, right? You live in a housing estate, don't you? Well, you know,
Within
you live in a
reason,
residential
yeah,
area.
residential area,
Okay,
yeah.
brand new tires.
You
What
don't
do
like
they
school
do?
in a housing estate.
No,
give
just
you-
you literally couldn't call it radio housing. It's it
Brand-
is, but it is.
Brand new tires
I'll show you.
will reduce your braking distance.
Okay, that's true.
Okay, so what happens is you're driving home, kind of going happy as Larry on your part-worn tires, and a kid runs out in front of you, 35 meters in front of you. Okay, touch wood, it's never going to happen, but you know it can happen. You slam the brakes on your part-worn tires, which you don't know. Why has the person changed your tires that quickly? Are they punctured? Have they been
I've
repaired?
never known how
You've
part
no
ones exist.
idea.
Yeah.
And you put your foot on the brake, and next thing it takes you 5 meters longer to stop because you don't have as much tread depth on your tires, and you run over the kid in your enormous X5. How bad will you feel, or will you still feel happy that you've saved 20 quid?
Well, hang on. I
Whatever
don't
it
think
is.
it's 20 quid.
Whatever you're going to say. It is a false economy.
Now, since Continental, was it?
It was Continental.
Conti Dome!
Since Continental didn't bring myself and Dave
Yes.
to Germany, and we've just given them this huge publicity.
We're not going there.
No, I think they should, I think just to prove a point, they should
Yeah.
give Dave a set of new wheels.
Tires.
Whatever. You don't want new wheels then, no? You like the
No,
ones
I
I
like the
have.
19s I have. Yeah.
I go for 22s if I were
All I say is, people, do it.
Okay.
Next
well,
time,
you
if you got a Saturday or Sunday, just get in the car. Next time, if you've got a bit of time and you're filling up your car with juice,
practice brake
Go-
distances with the
go-
kids in the estate.
go and check your tyre pressures. And I guarantee you, they will be off.
Cooper did best car washes, so I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you, preacher on high, in your
Yeah.
lectern,
Oh yeah.
where do I go to buy good tires?
Go to. There's a number of different places.
I
the
know
thing
that,
is, right?
but
No, what the thing is,
Everybody, for some
nowadays-
reason, feels like they're getting ripped off when they buy tires.
yeah, but you're not. That's the thing. People have this thing of, if they cost that much money, I'm being ripped off. It's not the case. But what I would say is there's so many places that you can shop around. Go and shop around, because there's deals to be had. Places will do all sorts of different deals if you're buying a complete set or if you're going to buy two. People do deals on fitting and balancing, which is really, really important, by the
Yeah.
way. Because so many places will
Never seen
fit
them
tires.
so angry. with
People will
things.
fit tires
You told
and
me he
not
was gonna
balance
be a
them
grumpy
properly,
sod.
which can also lead to problems. But
Right.
just have a shop around. All I say is just don't go and buy cheap, buy twice, and it's not worthwhile. Just spend a bit of money. It's what connects you to the road.
This might be the most important episode of the Engine Room Show
There you
ever.
go.
Lesson learned, you buy peanuts, you get monkeys.
The engine room saves lives.
That's how we'll end it there. Thanks. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/Engine Room Show. Same on Facebook. We are theengineroomshow.com. And of course, you can catch us on joe.ie.
Laters.
Monkeys!
Actual monkeys.